Hey, everyone, Jeremy here. It is Tuesday night, and we're going to create some art. It's going to be awesome. It is Tuesday night. Sorry about last week. I had planned to do two live streams, but then the week kind of got away from me with day jobs type stuff. So I am back, so that's good. And I am planning on doing two live streams this week. So, we'll see how it goes. But we are doing a live stream tonight. Obviously, we're here. Got the bear over here sleeping. So speaking of bears, that's what I plan to do tonight. I think I'm going to do a bear because I haven't done one in this new style that I've been working on, where I do the watercolor and the pastels. So I thought I'd do a nice big old grizzly bear and see how it goes. So that's what we're going to do. If that's cool with you, we'll jump right in and get started. Couple of people in the room I wanted to give a shout out for. I got Kid in here with my with the AI facial analysis ready to go. That's awesome. We got Rome Dog and we got Kinsley Loves Puppies. Let me adjust this a little bit. I think this a little bit. There you go. I think I can. We'll manage. All right, we'll do. Yeah, so like you guys know the process by now. I've done a couple of these already. The idea is that we use watercolor and we use pastel and we kind of like mix media together to create like a really cool picture. I always start with the watercolor. It gives me a nice little ink blot kind of looking thing to work from. I kind of went a little off the rails here with this, like I got kind of like this like river going through, so I'm going to try to touch some of that up. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with this. I like the colors. I think it's a good start. So I'm just going to jump right in and get working. Good evening, because I can says in a nice Dracula voice. Yeah. Yeah, Kid. I have to mess with Posey a little bit. Posey, Justin Posey, he watches this show. Well, I don't know if he watches this show, but whenever I post my art on X.com, he always gives it a thumbs up. So, I have to poke fun of him a little bit with his facial recognition stuff. He's a software developer. I'm a software developer. If we can't make fun of each other, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing this for. So I'm going to start my with the eyes here. I'm going to move this guy a little bit. He's in my way. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. Last time we talked, you guys probably were like looking forward to watching the Netflix series on the Force Fend stuff. Um, Happy to say I did see it. I actually saw it a couple of times. I was kind of wondering what you guys thought of it. I mean, I have my own opinions and stuff, but I'm kind of curious what you guys had to think about it if you guys saw it. If you didn't see it, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just ignore me. Talking to some of my fellow treasure hunters in the room. And there was a Netflix documentary on the Fourth Fin treasure hunt that we participated in that came out about a week ago. Yeah, about a week ago. And I'm just kind of curious what people's thoughts were. So I don't want to influence what you guys thought, so like you guys let me know. But yeah, so I think this is going to look pretty good. Starting with the eyes here, going to kind of move down from there. The problem with drawing bears is that and a couple of other kind of wildlife creatures is I kind of feel like I get away with making um, art that has animals in it with these big eyes, right? And I feel like I get away with a lot because I put in these big eyes and stuff, and you guys are like, "Oh, that's cute, that's adorable," and everything. When it's really just the animal itself. With these bears, they're like tiny little eyes and stuff, so I can't cheat that way on these. But that's okay. We'll still make a really cool bear. I'm hoping this turns out pretty good. I've done a couple of bears in my career as an artist, and I've never been really happy with any of them. Um, but I do like my new style that I've been doing, so I'm hoping that this comes out looking okay. Uh, I know that fox I did the other day, that turned out really nice. I was very happy with it. That's probably the best fox I've done. Baby Geppetto has made his great return, Kinsley. Put him in here just because I remembered that you had mentioned missing him. So I made sure he got in here. Mini me. Mini Geppetto. Kid says Netflix didn't answer anything new as far as fun and answered promised by Shiloh, unless that's what he says was fun and answers. Yeah, yeah, there wasn't any of that. Um, you know, it seemed kind of fun. The people who participated looked like they were having fun. That's kind of what it's all about. But yeah, it was kind of a little light on the fun and answers there. Well, I don't know. I think it was fun. Yeah, I would count this fun. I don't know if he would count it as fun, but I would count it as fun. I thought it was fun. Um, but yeah, as far as the answers go, Cynthia's video was disturbing. Yeah, I did see that afterwards. I don't really have much of a comment on that. She had a, she had her own answers and stuff, but like, I don't want to criticize her too much because like, she was really into that treasure hunt. So like, you know, I don't know. If you were really into that treasure hunt, I don't want to rain on your parade. I really don't. But yeah, she had some comments in there that I think were a little bit off topic, if you ask me. So like her stuff about what she supposedly saw and heard and all that stuff. I mean, that's great. But when she got into like the more personal stuff, I'm like, I'm not interested. It has nothing to do with me. Like literally none of my business. So I could have done without all that. But that's Cynthia. That's what she does. But yeah, as far as like the documentary goes, Golden Greed is the name of the documentary we were talking about, and I thought it was a lot of fun. The end, a little bit revisionist, to put it mildly. That is not how things happen. Um, you know, I Hollywood, I guess. I mean, the thing is, it's like supposed to be nonfiction, so like I get when you do like a I don't know, like an actual movie. You can kind of like change the story a little bit to be more dramatic, to kind of be more cinematic or whatever. But this is supposed to just be a straightforward documentary about things as they actually happen, and that is not how things happen. So, but I think it was fine. I mean, overall, I mean, they got the gist of it and everything. I mean, it was a lot of fun. There were some crazy people. I love the Hearst family that was in it. They were awesome. Those are my kind of people. Like those are basically all of my relatives. I have a bunch of like redneck relatives. That was them. So I think they need a spinoff show. They were very fun. If they got a spinoff show, that would be awesome. You ordered Justin, but oh yeah, yeah. So like I think I'm going to do that treasure hunt. But I think it's going to be like later on for me because I've been pretty busy. I don't have a lot of time to sink into it. Um, I will probably order the book soon. If not like this week or whatever next. I like to let these things kind of marinate a little bit and see how they go. Like see if people start noticing red flags with it or anything like that, or see if people are like, oh yeah, this is a lot of fun. But yeah, probably sometime in the next couple of weeks, I will order that book. I probably like the ebook or something. I don't know if I need the hardcover. Although I did hear that you probably are supposed to get both for some reason, which I don't know about that. That seems kind of weird that you need both the ebook and also the print book. That doesn't sound right. Or maybe I'll just go like purist on this and just kind of like the poem's on the website, so like anybody can get that for free. Maybe I'll just try to solve it from that. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably talk about it more on this channel just because I'm into that kind of stuff. So like if I'm into like if I come up with ideas for it or something, I'll share them. I don't mind. Like for JCB's treasure hunt, like his fin box, I'll tell you guys right now, I think it's in Colorado. In particular, I think it's in the outside Denver. There's definitely some clues to Colorado in that poem of his. So if you guys go out, if you any of you guys live in Colorado, I'll give you like some more direct answers as far as I see them. But I'm not going to try. I don't think I'm ever. I don't know. I would go to Denver anyway. I would travel. Like I've been to not to Denver, but I went to Colorado Springs, and I really liked it out there. I would travel out there just for fun. Kinsley says, I love all the different colors on this one. Yeah, so I was looking at some of the other ones I did, Kinsley, and they all kind of looked like rainbow colors, like very bright and stuff. Um, for the fox one, I really liked how like there was a lot of orange in it and stuff. So I was like, for this one, I wanted to go with more natural colors, like colors you might see in the woods. So I definitely went heavy on the greens. Um, and then I also got some blues in here. I got some darker areas, which I think is nice because, like I said, I don't mind having the rainbow colors and stuff like that. I think it's creates like kind of cool art, and I like bright colors. I do in art. I don't ever wear bright colors. Like you know, that's just not my style. I like neutral colors and stuff. But when it comes to art, I do like the bright colors. But for this particular piece, I wanted to look more like the bear just kind of stepped out of the woods and stuff. If that makes sense. Oh, Kinsley's got some news. Cool. Lay it on us, Kinsley. Super excited. Kid says, if Justice Treasure is found before I receive the book, I want a refund. You can't control that kind of stuff, can you? That's why it's a gamble. I used to talk to people sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, so like treasure hunting, kind of like gambling, and they're like, I don't gamble. I'm like, well, yeah, you kind of do. It's a gamble. You're literally betting like $50 or whatever the price of the book is that you might find it is. Not only is it gambling, it's basically the lottery. Like you're basically playing the lottery when you do these treasure hunts because it's the odds are so stacked against you that you're basically buying a $50 lottery ticket because you don't even know if you can solve it or like if you have a chance to solve it until you really get into the puzzle. It may have skills that are outside of your skill set or something like that. They always say, "Oh, an average person can solve it and stuff," but that's crap. That's not true. It always takes a little bit of specialized knowledge, as they say. Kinsley says, "I'm getting a puppy soon. Not sure when, but soon." Do you know what kind of puppy, Kinsley? Hey, if you get a puppy soon, I will draw it for you. Just send me or like have a picture posted or something like that. I'll be happy to draw it for you. That is exciting news. I'm happy for you. A new puppy is like so awesome. I think I might be getting a new kitty cat soon. I will have to see. Maybe later on this year. Not like right away. We shall see. But I already have the two dogs. I don't need another dog. Well, I want another dog. I've been seeing a lot of like the Bichon Freeze or something. The poodle looking dog, the little miniature toy dog. I've been seeing a lot of people post pictures of that lately, and I'm like, oh, those are adorable. I really want one. We'll come back to the eyes. I'm not set on these eyes yet. I just kind of want to get like a lot of these features in so that I know where everything is, and then we can start worrying about like building up those layers. Very, very. If I got one of those little toy dogs, yeah, or even yeah. I don't know. Bear's a very sweet dog. Like she doesn't have a mean bone in her body. Guinness starts to play. And then like kind of maybe carries it a little bit too far. Like I think that if I wasn't around, Guinness would probably eat the cat. Like if I went away for like I don't know like 2 weeks, probably 1 week's fine. But if I went away for like 2 weeks and I forgot to feed the dog would definitely eat the cat. Um, but it would be Guinness who does that. Like Bear is so sweet. She's one of the sweetest dogs I've ever met. Like she does not live up to her name. Should probably named her Bandit because she does steal things a lot. But she is not a bear. If she's a bear, she's one of those like sweet cuddly bears and stuff. Bear snoozing. Yeah, she's back there snoozing. Oh, a Yorkie puppy. Oh, that's cool. Sorry. Yeah, I missed that. Oh, Yorkie would be awesome. That's cool. Yeah, I would love to. I would love to see that puppy when you get it. I love puppies. Puppies are adorable. Puppies are the best things in life, you know? Puppies are the best. I really like drawing them too. So like, I don't know. There's a million different things I can draw, and sometimes I get bored, and I'll draw things that are a little bit out of my comfort zone. Like I'll draw people. I'm not I'm not all that great at drawing people, but I do like to draw them every now and then, or I'll draw like a little scenery. One of the things that I've neglected drawing that I'd like to get into more is more landscapes and buildings and stuff, like particularly like city landscapes. I think that would be fun. I love living in the country. I live in like kind of farmish areas. I love living in that like rural type things, but I also like the excitement of a city. So I do like urban landscapes, things like that. I would love to draw all that. I probably should spend more time drawing it. Uh, but when it comes to like animals and stuff, you can never go wrong drawing pets. You know, it's so enjoyable. It's so they really are the sweetest things. They make life worth living, all of that stuff. So like drawing puppies and cats and like I don't know, even like little tiny mice or like rabbits or something like that. It's so nice. You can take Biscuit, Jeremy. Oh, you done with Biscuit? Oh, you're not unhappy with Biscuit, are you? You just got Biscuit. You can't be done with them already, or her. I would love Biscuit, by the way. Biscuit looks cute. If you're getting rid of Biscuit, yeah, I'll take Biscuit. I'd rather take Biscuit than you just give him off to some complete stranger or something like that. I love Biscuit. All right, so you start with like kind of like a base color to these eyes and stuff, and then you kind of build up layers over it. That's the way I work. I do it this way, kind of almost like I liken it to painting. It's not exactly painting. Well, I don't know. Some people call drawing with pastels painting, but I'm definitely drawing here. Um, and but I use like techniques that you would find in painting. So I'll build up layers of paint or pigment, the same as if I were painting. But I do like it. It's a lot of fun. So you kind of start seeing the face kind of come out. I was showing my dad the basics. And so like he watches my show and stuff, but he hasn't um he hasn't really seen me do the process like I am here. And I was kind of showing him like, yeah, you just start off with like this big blotch of color and everything. And he thought there was like more to it. And I'm like, no, you just basically just throw paint on there and stuff, and wherever it lands, that's what you draw from. It really is that, free. Just a comment real quick. So I'm using this like blue instead of black to do some of this stuff just because it looks really cool with the other colors. You won't see the difference here under this lighting and stuff, but if you were like looking at it in like broad daylight or something, you would see like a kind of a hint of blue here, which I think really works well with the browns and the oranges and even the greens that are in here. Bears have these like really sunken eye, or like not sunken, but like you got kind of like a black mark around it a little bit. Hey, we got Mama Q in the house. How's it going? Yeah, colors. I'm really on this like color thing lately. It's funny because like before this year, all of my pictures, almost all of them were like monochromatic. Um, they were usually charcoal, or I was doing a lot of coffee paintings, which are all like you know kind of a sepia color, like browns and stuff. And I don't know, I wasn't doing a lot with color. I think I was scared of color, to be honest with you. I mean, not scared, but like I was like, oh, I was a little bit nervous about it, like wondering if I could pull it off. And I'm still nervous with color. Like color is not something I feel comfortable with, really, just because I'm always like, um, well, am I getting the right color in here and all that stuff. But I'll tell you what, it's freeing if you're like looking for tips and stuff. If you start drawing a bunch of pictures that are the wrong color, like straight up the wrong color, like if I was drawing this bear as a pink bear or something, like something that doesn't exist in nature, um, it's helpful to get you started because you start looking at it as like, well, I'm not trying to get the right color. I'm really trying to get the right shadow, or I'm trying to get the right highlight, or something like that. Basically, the right tonal values. So, like, if I was doing this guy in pink, I could still get all of the right shading in there and all the right highlights and stuff. They're just going to be pink highlights and maybe green. um, shadows or something like that. You know, it's not going to be 100% accurate. So can't really see it, but there's a horse up there on the wall that looks like the Joker. He's got like green hair. He's got kind of like a light blue face and stuff like that. That's kind of what I'm talking about. So you don't really need to do the right colors to learn how to draw in color. And then from there, I started thinking, well, okay, like what kind of colors work well together? So this bear obviously is not a natural bear. Like there's no blue on a bear unless it, went to a party or something the night before. But it doesn't matter because you can introduce some of that stuff and it still looks cool. It's still natural. It looks like it's from out in the woods or something like that. Maybe his fur is reflecting a river or something like that. I don't know. I think it looks cool. Hey MJ, how's it going? Jeremy is one of my favorite animals, bears. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I haven't done one in this style, so I'm like, oh, this is overdue. Sorry about that. I've got allergies. They're starting to kick up now that it's spring. Every year it's the same deal. That's okay. Lets me know it's spring, and that's nice. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that side. Let me move on to this side a little bit. But yeah, so I really enjoyed that documentary. I think it captured the spirit of treasure hunting pretty well, like the excitement and stuff. Because it is $1 million treasure, so that's pretty exciting, and people will go to great lengths to find $1 million treasure. So they showed some of that insanity. There was this one group of people, the Hearst family. They're out in the woods like blowing up a boulder because they think that the treasure was underneath it. And I don't know where they're at, but like that was a bold move on their part, because I mean that's straight up illegal. I'm sure you can't be blowing up boulders out in the woods. Um, but yeah, like that kind of madness and stuff like that. Like I never did anything like that myself. I mean, the worst I did was go hiking a lot. Um, but it was like it was in a public park. I didn't go on people's private property. I didn't blow anything up. I didn't like tear anything up or anything like that. So my treasure hunting experiences were pretty mild, but the excitement was there. Like I think they did a really good job of capturing the excitement of looking for treasure in that show. My only real complaint is that the ending was kind of revised to make the that one guy Justin Posey look I don't know, basically like the solver slash finder and stuff, and that's not 100% historically accurate. The guy who actually found the spot that he was referring to is a guy named Rudy, and he wasn't even mentioned in the show at all. I think that was kind of like bad, but I don't know. It is what it is. Sometimes they do that stuff just because they don't want to introduce new characters and confuse the audience and stuff like that. That's all fine. That makes sense. So it is what it is. But actually, what makes me sad is that this is probably the bookend of the chase, as they called it. It's like, what else is there? You can. They never did really say where it was or give any kind of like closure or backstory and stuff. But the longer this goes on, it becomes more unlikely that you're going to get any of those kind of answers and stuff. I mean, maybe there'll be some book or something written at some point or whatever, but this is probably, at least I think, probably the last major like media project. I mean, it is Netflix. Where do you go from there? So I kind of feel like this might be it, which is kind of sad because I was looking for that treasure for 5 years before it was found, and then I was kind of wondering, along with the rest of the community, where was it and all that stuff for another 5 years. So like 10 years all in. That's a bit of a commitment, you know. So to not to not have any kind of like because when these treasure hunts are basically puzzles, right? So like if you imagine like a breakout room or something like that, it's kind of like a breakout room out in the wilderness. So at the end of your breakout room, whether you solve it or not, you kind of want to know, oh, okay, that's what that was. That makes sense. And so, oh, that lever there or that number or something meant this or whatever. It's like I'm a huge fan of Sherlock Holmes and mystery stories and stuff like that. There's always the reveal. I never solved any of those things before the end, but at the end and stuff, I'm sitting there along with everybody else for the big reveal. And that's kind of like a core feature of every mystery story, and to not get that in this treasure hunt, it's a bit unfortunate. I understand all the reasons why. Like most likely, that thing was hidden in Yellowstone National Park, which is a big no-no. You're not supposed to do that kind of stuff. So there's some legal issues and things. I get all that. So, and then there's a bunch of lawsuits, like people were suing over it and stuff like that. So I kind of get some of I mean, if those are the reasons why, I don't even know if those are the reasons why, but if those are the reasons why, they're understandable to me. They're not understandable to everybody. Obviously, somebody's suing. So somebody's a little disgruntled. That's not me. I'm a that the curiosity is hard to let go. I will always have that, but the thinking about it and stuff, like I can move on. It's not a big deal. It's a lot of fun and stuff like that, but you got to close the book on it at some point. I won't ever forget it. Like the Forrest Fenn himself, I looked up to the man. I thought he was pretty cool. Um, to me, he was kind of like a role model because he he started off his career in the military. He made an entire career out of being a pilot for the military. But then after his duty, he went off and he started like an art gallery in Santa Fe and started a whole new career at age 40. So like I'm no spring chicken. So the older I get and stuff, that kind of stuff's inspiring. That like, oh, that like, yeah, I'm getting a little bit older and stuff like that, but it's not like I can't still do things. I mean, he started his most successful career at the age of 40. So I think that's kind of cool. So I find, like even outside the treasure hunt stuff, I find things like that pretty inspiring about the whole story. So I'm never gonna like let that kind of stuff go. At some point, I'll probably buy all the books and stuff that he wrote about art. Like Eric Sloan was a personal friend of his. Eric Sloan's the guy who did the paintings for he was into like weather paintings, um, and like clouds, things like that. Like he could have been a weatherman in a different life, or maybe he was a weatherman too. I don't know the full story, but anyway, that was a personal friend of him, and he wrote a book about him. That guy's art is like in the Smithsonian and stuff, the National Aeronautics and Space Museum, I guess, or something. So, and then like other people like Joseph H. Sharp, I think Forrest Fenn had his estate. Joseph H. Sharp did a lot of Native American art in Taos, where I've been. I've been to Taos. It's a beautiful art colony, essentially, in New Mexico. There's a pueblo there that's like just amazing. It's a Native American pueblo that's been continuously lived in for over 1,000 years. So, um, like you have abandoned pueblos and stuff like historically and stuff where they're just basically like, yeah, I'm out of here or whatever for whatever reason. I don't know, like famine or something like that. Well, this place has been lived in for like a full 1,000 years. And the people who live there are descendants from the Native Americans who lived there back in, I don't know, prehistoric times and stuff like that. I don't know the full history and stuff. I just thought it was interesting. It was really cool. Looks like Geppetto is clapping kind of. Yeah, I like to have him do different things. So he's just sitting there chilling. Um, the Hearst family was great. Yes, they were my favorites in the show. I think everybody was kind of cool. Oddly enough, I really like Cynthia as far as like a personality goes. I don't think she always tells the truth, um, but as far as her personality goes, um, yeah, and honestly, like she doesn't always tell the truth. I know that for a fact. Um, but as far as like her larger than life personality, I've always appreciated that. Um, I don't remember her being in it all that much. So like she was almost completely forgettable. And I don't mean that as an insult. It's just other people took this like kind of like took the reins or something. Like the Hearst really stood out. They were amazing. Um, that Lou guy, I really appreciated him and his family and the stories that he tells. He's a pilot as well, so that was kind of cool. Justin Posey, different people feel different ways about that guy. I think you're supposed to, considering he started a new treasure hunt and stuff. You're supposed to kind of like not like him in a kind of like competitive kind of way. Like Forrest Fenn, I really like Forrest Fenn, but also he was the person that you're competing against. So like if you look at the Sherlock Holmes story, he's the Moriarty. He's the arch villain that you're competing against and stuff. So even though I like him as a person, he's still also the person I'm competing against. So I would say the same about like Justin Posey or something like that. I don't really know the guy. I'm just talking about like how treasure hunts work and competitions and stuff like that. You can kind of you can be cool with people and stuff and still be like competing against them. I mean, he's the guy who started a new $1 million treasure hunt, and it's okay to like the guy, but also that guy's the person you're battling against, or something. He's the Doctor Evil in this case. You don't have to hate the guy, but and like actually, you should be nice and cordial to him. It's just a game, but also he's the dungeon master in this game. No, actually, that's a good analogy because treasure hunts are like role playing games. They really are. Who doesn't like a good old fashioned dungeon crawl? I don't know. Any of you guys ever play Dungeons and Dragons? I used to play that a lot when I was younger and stuff, like both tabletop and online. I used to. I mean, I lost a whole 2 years of my life one time playing Dungeons and Dragons online. It was a bit of an addiction, but it is fun. I do like role playing games, and in particular, I do like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff because like it's such a developed game that you can really like go in a million different directions with and stuff. It's pretty cool. All right, so I'm liking this. I'm liking this so far. It's pretty cool. I got to get in here and stuff and do like the ears and stuff, but I'm liking how this is turning out. Cynthia wasn't in it much. She was not. So like honestly, it was kind of strange because there was a lot of people who were supposed to be in it. They weren't. Like a lot of people who were rumored in it, like Davio. He stops in here sometimes and stuff. He was supposed to be in it. He wasn't in it. I would have thought Dale Neitzel would have been it. He wasn't. A lot of people they told you like, oh, they can't talk and stuff because they're under an NDA or whatever. Yeah, none of that happened. They just disappeared. I don't know where they went. So I don't know. Like maybe there's some more to the Forrest Finn story. Maybe there isn't and stuff. I'm not holding out hope. Um, well, I mean, you always hold out hope and stuff, but I'm not holding my breath. I think that if anybody does tell the story and stuff, it's probably going to come with some big book deal or something down the road when they run out of money. And, you know, and then by then, like it's one of those things. That's like, will anybody be around to hear it? It's one of those like. I like to poke fun at true solvers. The people who like, oh, I totally solved that thing, and I was the rightful person who found it and stuff like. So I like to make the joke like, well, if a true solver finds it in the woods and no one's around, did they truly solve it? I don't know. Those guys crack me up though. Like I get kind of a bad reputation for being too hard on them and stuff like that. But honestly, I'm a huge fan. True solvers, they crack me up. They really do because like they have that sort of confidence that I wish I had. Like oh, there's a few that probably hate my guts and stuff just because I'm always giving them grief. But it's out of love. It really is because it's like I would love to have the kind of confidence that somebody. So the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt was $1 million. It was in the Rocky Mountains in 4 different states, huge amount of territory. It's literally a needle in the haystack. So for somebody to be walking around, they didn't find the treasure. They're just so confident that they knew where it was anyway. Walking around without any kind of confirmation that they were even close or even had like barely even the right idea and stuff. Them walking around 100% sure. And I always ask them, like, how, on a scale of like 0 to 100, how sure are you? And they're always like 100% sure. I knew where it was and stuff. And I'm like, 100%, that's pretty high. I don't think I'm 100% sure about anything. Um, I'm sitting here talking to you guys in the chat room and stuff. For all I know, we're in some simulation, some computer, wherever. So, like, I don't even know if I'm 100% real. But for somebody to sit there and say 100% surety, I'm like, wow, that's pretty impressive. It's impressive because I don't believe it. I don't actually believe that they are that sure. But for them to walk around with that kind of bravado, I find that interesting. I really do. So. I don't know. They all hate me, I'm sure, because I poke holes in their ideas and stuff. But the truth of it is, I'm a huge fan. I really am. They'll never believe that if I told them. But the truth of it is, yeah, I wish I was that sure about anything in life because I'm not. But it's fun. It really is. Um, 390. What are you guys talking about? Somebody hit by a car? Is that somebody I know? I'm sitting here talking about some stupid treasure hunt, and you guys are talking about probably real things. I, um, somebody hit by a bus or a car? Hey, Studio of Art, how's it going? Yeah, Alaskan bear. I don't know. Like, I don't know the particular type. I think, yeah, it's just a bear. I'm just gonna call it a generic bear. I think I intended to do like a grizzly bear, but this isn't 100% that. I don't think. I don't know all the different types of bears and like what the difference is between them anyway. Going good. Do y'all hate this new YouTube Shorts update? What's the new YouTube Shorts update? Maybe I might have missed that. I probably do hate it, but I don't really know what it is. I've never been all that successful with YouTube Shorts anyway. I don't know what the deal is there. I put them out there. Sometimes they blow up. Like I have gotten YouTube Shorts get up into like the 2,000 views range, and then like other times I get like 5 views, and I don't understand the difference. And I don't think anybody does really. I think YouTube is just a mysterious black box when it comes to that kind of stuff. They make it where you get less views, which is affecting all creators that do shorts. Yeah. So it's kind of ridiculous because they have this I would like to get in the partner program at some point, but I don't have enough views on it because I only really do live streams. But I don't have enough views for that. And then like I'm like, well, sometimes my shorts they get decent amount of views, but they want you to have like 4 million of those or something or 10 million, I don't remember. A large amount. And I'm like, what? I will never ever get in their partner program. I create decent art, but maybe I'm just boring. I don't know. I think I think sometimes YouTube does favor certain demographics and stuff. Like I don't know, like younger people and stuff, but they're probably going to have more friends that participate from like school, stuff like that. Um, I think that they're gonna like if they start a YouTube show, they're probably going to do better than somebody my age or whatever. But that's okay. It is fine. I just like creating their art. I like the art that comes out of doing this, so it really doesn't matter to me if YouTube is throwing money my way or whatever it is. You just gotta get watch hours to join the partner program. Yeah, it's like 4,000 or something. I've got like half that. The problem is it resets every year. So like, it's 4,000 watch hours in the last 365 days. And I probably have like 4,000 watch hours easy cumulative, but it resets every year. So every year they're taking off, hours. and like, I don't know. I had some pretty popular videos last year, so like it's not like I don't want to compete with myself anyway. Like it's like, why would I want to do, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Point is, I don't understand how YouTube works. I just come in here, I draw pretty pictures, or I try to draw pretty pictures. I don't care about the uh the views and all that stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love it. It's just that's not my main concern. You got more than me. I don't know. Uh, Thought about doing vertical streams. I don't know what that is. You mean like the shorts vertical format or something? I kind of like this format, just because like you're able to like see more. Like you can see me talk to you while I'm drawing. Um, you get to see more of the picture. At some point, I'll probably do some landscapes where I will need the wide format. Um, at some point, I'm not much of a landscape artist, so I don't know when that would be. Lorraine says, "I like your bear drawing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, I think it's turning out okay." Um, you do know you can put your PayPal link and pin it in the chat, and we can donate that way. Yeah, it's not about donations really. It's just like honestly, what I would like to be part of the program, partner program is so that I don't have to ask people for money. I want YouTube just to give me money, and you know what I would do with that money? I would put it into like doing pet portraits for people. My ultimate goal, my fantasy goal someday. I can't afford to right now, but I would love to just, hey, let me draw your puppy, right? And then not charge you, pay for the shipping and everything on my own tab, send it out to you. Um, my fantasy dream is that like, YouTube would pay for all that. I wouldn't make any money off of it. It's not like I would earn a living off of it or anything like that. It's just it would kind of like be the cost would basically pay for itself. So like I would get YouTube ad revenue, and I would take that ad revenue and buy art supplies and pay for postage and all that stuff and send out people's pictures for free. But I don't have enough viewers to make that happen. But hey, if you're watching this and you support that vision, subscribe and all that stuff and watch all my videos so that I can do that. Because that's really what I would like to do. I don't want to ask people for money. That's not my goal. That's not my vision. I don't need people's money to the degree that like I'm asking for like donations or something like that. But what I would like is I would like to have YouTube's money. Like YouTube, please give me money. I will take your money and do good things with it. That's what I want to do. Like, but I don't want my viewers to have to pay for that kind of stuff. I want YouTube to pay for it. That seems kind of entitled, but that's where I'm at. I want YouTube to pay for my grand art plans. Because like there's an example of what I'm talking about. So like I think it's out on TikTok. It might be here on YouTube as well. There's a guy who goes around and mows people's lawns for them and like cleans up their yard and stuff like that. Does all this yard work, and he does it for free. He'll just show up like if he sees like a house in the neighborhood where the lawn's overgrown and it looks like the people maybe they're elderly or something and can't take care of the lawn themselves. Like I mow my neighbor's lawn. He he's an older guy and stuff like that. I do it just because like I know it's a little difficult for him. So like I'm already mowing my lawn, so I might as well just mow his as well. So anyway, there's a guy on YouTube, not on TikTok. He might be on YouTube as well, but he goes out and he mows people's lawns, does all the trimming, all that stuff. And he does it for free. He just shows up and says, "Hey, do you mind if I mow your lawn?" And they're like, "No, I don't mind. That's cool and stuff." And he does the time lapse of it, and he's got enough viewers where he gets money for doing it, but it's not from the people that he's doing it for. It's from the platform. So that's where I want to be. I want to get money from YouTube so that I can create art and give it to people for free. I don't want to sell art. I don't want to sell art. I don't want to. I don't want donations. I don't want any of that stuff. I want YouTube to give me money. I want YouTube to give me lots of money so I can create lots of art. So again, people out there in the world, if you support that vision, watch my show because that's what I'm going to do with your money, or like YouTube money. Sorry, I'm going to go off and use it to create more art and give it to people for free. Because that's what I would love to do. Ultimately, that is my grand vision. I would love to do pet portraits for people whose pets have passed away. So like, you know, this is obviously nobody has a pet bear, but say that this was somebody's pet, right? I would feel terrible if this pet died and then here I am drawing a picture of it as a memorial, and then, hey, by the way, can you give me the money to cover the art supplies or cover the postage it costs to send it to you? That sounds terrible, right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to take people's money to draw a picture of their pet that passed away. But I do want to draw a picture of their pet that passed away because I feel like that's a nice calling. That's something I would enjoy doing in life. I feel like that would be doing good work. So that's the grand vision. I don't think I'll ever get there. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. But you never know, you know. My art is better than it was before, so theoretically more people are watching now, and eventually, you know, people might get to the kind of views where it matters. Right now I do not have those kind of views, and I'm not really that's not the part of the goal I'm working on now. The part of the goal I'm working on now is, hey, if I'm going to be drawing pictures of people's pets that passed away, I need to be really good at that. So right now it's all just like trying to get better at drawing. But that's the ultimate vision. You know, one of these days, it's not going to be anytime soon, but one of these days I would like to retire, and I will need some sort of hobby or something when I do. And you know, you can do worse in life than bring a smile to people's face. So if I can bring a smile to people's face by doing my art, I will consider that a life well lived. So I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be a famous artist. I don't want to be a millionaire artist or anything like that, selling pieces for like thousands of dollars or anything. I just want YouTube to give me money so I can draw people's pets. Seems kind of modest, right? Jeremy Bear 399 got hit by a car. Oh, that's terrible. I don't know who Bear 399 is, but my heart goes out to them. That sounds terrible. You can literally have 100 viewers at once. I think I've got 7 now. But they're all friends, right? So everybody who's in the chat right now talking to me, I consider every one of you guys friends. You're great people. You tune in all the time. You know, I like you guys. You guys always have interesting things that you're talking about. So I'd rather have 7 friends in the chat than I would 100 people I don't know. Now, if I had 107 people, I could have the 7 friends and also 100 people I don't know, and then they're new friends. I can become friends with them. But no, I mean, you know, that is the vision and stuff like that. And you know, I kind of suck at marketing, so like it's not like I'm advertising that plan or that vision. It's not, you know, there's ways to do that where you know, you can kind of get the word out, and maybe one of these days I will. I'm a little bit shy right now to like do that kind of stuff, but at some point maybe I'll you know, I'll announce to like a local newspaper or something that that's what I plan to do and things like that. Maybe get the word out there, but I'm not really ready for all that right now. Right now, I'm just happy drawing pictures. But yeah, ultimately that's the plan. One day I will have enough viewers on YouTube where YouTube's giving me money to do art for people for free. You know, I don't ever plan to be homeless, but if I ever am homeless, that's what I would do. I would sit out on the street and draw pictures for people for tips. I think that would be kind of fun, you know, like the starving artist out on the street doing pictures for tips and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. If I did art quicker, that's another thing I'm trying to learn to do. I'm trying to get faster at my art. So if I could do art quicker, I would totally be out on the street corner. That sounds bad, but no, I would totally be out on the street, you know, doing art for people while they wait and stuff like that. While they're walking around on a nice summer afternoon in the park or something, I'd be sitting there drawing pictures for people. That'd be awesome. I don't know. These are all like, you know, you gotta have like goals in life. These are more like fantasies, but I think they're wholesome, fun fantasies and stuff. I don't feel embarrassed by them. I think they're doable. Like at one point, I do feel like, yeah, I can probably create art for people and stuff. I mean, not yet, but someday. Hey, we got Tom in the house. Nice. Do I need to leave now? So now I've got 8 friends in the chat. No, you don't have to leave. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, Tom. I really am. You're the Tom from the Discord, right? I never caught your last name. Are you the one from Discord? Because if so, then I am glad you're sticking around because like I know that you left the Discord, so I never caught your last name. So yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so hey, yeah, hang out with me here. You don't need to hang out in the Discord no more. Um, I think my days are kind of numbered in there anyway. I'm probably going to scale but some of that back just since nothing's going on. So that's a great place to find me. I mean, I don't think I'm going to fully leave or anything like that. I'll still hang out with because there's other people in there like P Denver. P Denver's great. I love P Denver. She's the nicest person. If you guys ever want to meet somebody who's like super nice, P Denver is this lady I know. She's just the nicest person. I've never met somebody. I mean, Kid comes pretty close. Kid's super nice as well. But P Denver, nicest person I've ever met. I've known P Denver probably since 2015. A conversation with P Denver is just going to make you feel like I don't know that there's good in the world. It's like seeing like a Bichon Frise puppy. I don't know how to pronounce that last bit. Conversation conversation with P Denver is like petting a puppy. Anyway, how are we doing on time? I need to keep track of time here. You guys are distracting me. But no, I do think that that's a cool goal. One of these days I'll reach it. I'm not in any hurry. I think it would be nice to be there already, but like somebody I hang out with like all kinds of people and stuff like that, and I try to hang out with the people who are positive influences on my life, and I always learn something from them. And there's this one guy I met one time. He was starting his own business. He was struggling to make it work and stuff like that. But he said something that I will always remember. I don't know what he's up to now. Like I met this guy like I don't know like 20 years ago or something like that. He might be bankrupt and living on the streets, but I'll never forget what he said. Um, he was starting a business, and he'd been working at it for a while and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, like are you making any money at it and stuff like that? And he's like, well, no, not yet and stuff like that, but I'm working hard and stuff like that. And, one day I'll get there and stuff. And what he said that's always stuck with me is he said, he's like, I've been doing this for 3 years, right? And like honestly, he was running a business for 3 years and he hadn't made any money whatsoever. But he's like, I've been doing this for 3 years, and the way I see it is that if I've been doing it for 3 years. If I do it for another 3 years, then I'm halfway there, you know? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, wow, you've been doing this for 3 years without any kind of like payment or result or any kind of like, at least, um, like any kind of indication that it's going to be a success or whatever. He's just throwing money away, really. Um, I would look at that like, wow, that's a complete failure. But that's not how he looked at it. And it really stuck with me. He's like, I've been doing this for 3 years, and if it takes me another 3 years to be a success, to get where I want to be, then I'm already halfway there. And that's powerful to me. Um, it's kind of delusional. Like the guy's probably, I mean, he probably did fail in his business or whatever, but it's still inspiring, like I would like to think that it was a success story. I don't know. I didn't keep tabs on them and stuff like that. But in my mind, the takeaway is something that is positive. Like um, in my mind, he's a super success out there, and he made millions of dollars in his startup, and like he's doing very well. But that's always stuck with me. Like that is a seriously like inspirational thing that I've always thought. Um, So I've been doing this drawing stuff since 2023. And yeah, the grand vision is actually to like have YouTube give me money to do the art, you know? And I'm not there yet. I don't know how much further I've got, but you know, like I said, I've been doing this for 2 years. If it takes me another 2 years to get there, I'm halfway there. Is what I'm trying to say. Now, I think that's a really cool way to look at it. Um, so Jeremy, that's it. Pet portraits with their owner. Yeah, I think that would be like a lot of fun, to be honest. Lorraine, you're real nice. Yeah, she is real nice, right? I like Lorraine. I like MJ. I like you know, all the people regulars in here. We got Kid and Rome Dog pops in pretty regularly. All you guys are just the nicest people. You guys are the best. When whenever I feel like my art sucks and it's not going the way I want it to, you guys are always there with like positive, encouraging things. So like I appreciate that. I think it's cool. I think everybody needs friends like you guys. So stay awesome is what I say. I don't know what you guys are like in real life and stuff, but I imagine you guys are like the people that everybody wants to hang out with. They are super nice people. All right, so I feel like I need to get the ears in here, and then I can kind of like take my time with other stuff. But the nose needs to be fixed up. I need a more defined mouth, and the ears need to get in here. So I'm going to quickly put in some ears, I think. I want this to kind of be dark. Um, I would like to get my art out there on like public display. Like I've got so many goals, but like I am pretty busy in like my day job. You know, being a software developer is not easy. Uh, I think it was a lot easier when I worked at a like a regular job and stuff like that. But I've been doing software on my own, and I don't have a team or anything like that. So it's difficult to manage the time when you're on your own. Um, but you know, it's a bit challenging and stuff like that. But if I had more free time and stuff, it would definitely be spent on art. I love doing art. It is something that I really it. I don't know how people make money at art, to be honest with you. I don't. I really don't know. Like there are some people on YouTube and stuff who make videos telling people how to make money on YouTube, and it's like, okay, that's great, but how do you actually sell art? You know, these people are like, yeah, you can make money as an artist and stuff, and it's like, okay, how do you do that? Well, you get on YouTube and you make money off of YouTube, and it's like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So you don't actually sell art, right? Um, I don't know how people do make money selling art. I like, uh, especially nowadays, you know, with like AI and all that stuff. It's like I don't know how you would make your career at being an artist, but I would love to be doing this full time. This would be awesome. Like replacing my like day job and stuff. That's a fantasy that I don't really hold on to because I don't think it's realistic. Um, but yeah, other people do it somehow. You know, people are artists full time. I don't know how they do it. Like there's people out there who used to or like sell prints or whatever. I don't. How would you sell prints nowadays when you have AI? You know, like why would you buy this as a print when you can have like AI create something for you that's like better than this? I don't know. Maybe you might buy this because it's more authentic. In fact, that's kind of the brand I would foster is like authentic art because like there's a lot of like non inauthentic stuff in this world nowadays that I think is like not cool. It's so much cooler to be an authentic person than it is to be not. So there's a lesson for you kids. Um, Always be real, you know, like don't be a fake person, like unless you're an actor or something. But don't you know if you're gonna be an actor, then at least don't forget who you are. You know, don't lose sight of yourself, but be authentic as possible. You know, when you talk to people, be honest with them. Don't lie. You know, I mean, you know, I've not always been a great person, and like when I was a teenager and stuff, I used to get in trouble a lot and stuff like that. So it's this is like life advice from like you know being a little bit older now and being more mature and everything. I don't want to be like hypocritical and say that I was always like this perfect or anything like that, but I do try now to live. more authentically, because I think it's important. Um, I think if you're not living a real life, then there's really no point to it. Keeping it real, being honest with people, um, doing honest work, like this drawing and stuff like that. This is an honest effort at drawing a bear, whether it turns out okay or not. This is an honest effort. I could put in a prompt into like an AI art generator and get a way better bear than this, right? But it's not going to be a real bear. I mean, this isn't a real bear, but it's not going to be a real drawing of a bear. There's a reason why I do traditional art as well. There's instead of digital art. I don't want to knock digital art because there's a lot of artists out there who are authentic artists. But it's so easy to be inauthentic when you're doing digital art. Um, so like I could open an iPad app right now, Procreate, and actually have a bear as the background layer while I'm building up layers on top of it and stuff like that. And then I'll create a way better bear than this, but I don't feel like it's going to be a real effort. You know, I like the authenticity of getting my hands dirty, to feeling the texture of the paper. Um, you know, those things to me are the authentic experience of being an artist. So live authentically is kind of like what I'm trying to get at. And you're just going to enjoy life more, and people are going to respect you more. Nobody wants to like be around somebody who's not a real person, like a fake person or something. I mean, you can get by with it for a while. I've been in relationships where I wasn't always telling the truth, when I was much younger. But like eventually, things catch up with you and stuff, and you're just full of it. Like, and they know that you're full of it, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, if you want if you want real relationships that last, be real with people. Respect people. That's what it comes down to. Respect people, and they'll respect you. And don't hang around with people who are inauthentic either. Or like if you do, don't lose sight of the fact that they're not real people. I had a friend when I was younger who was like a compulsive liar. I hung around with him just because he was funny as hell. And like whenever he lied and stuff, you just knew he was lying, and that was funny for a time until it got old. Um, but I never lost sight of the fact that this guy is so full of crap. Like he is not an authentic person. Um, so like if you have any people in your life who are fake, essentially, you know, life's too short. Move on, man. Like, go find people who are real to spend your time with. Again, like unless unless you hang around with them out of comedy or something, which fake people can be funny, but never forget who you are, and never forget what other people are. Like Mama Q was in here earlier. She said something that I've been kind of like relying on lately. If somebody tells you who they are, believe them, you know, and that's kind of like what I'm kind of getting at with the authenticity. Good advice, Dad, Jeremy. Yeah, I've got a lot of dad advice, dad jokes, a bunch of stuff like that. I don't have any kids, but I've got plenty of dad jokes. Watching you work is a part of it for me. Nice. That's awesome, man. I'm thinking this would be great in a children's book. Need a start. Yeah, I would love to do a children's book. That would be awesome. I would love to do art for a children's book. I just don't have any stories. It's like I don't know, like what would make a good bedtime story for a kid? I don't know. Then also, it's like the same thing as like you know, how do you sell art? How do you sell children's books? I don't know. I don't know how to sell children's books. There's a reason. Well, one of the reasons I'm a software developer is like I know how to sell software, especially software services. Because like it's not hard to sell software. It's basically like okay, this person has a need. They come to you because you have the skill set to fulfill that need, and then you're not really selling anything. You're just basically advising them on what they need. You're kind of walking them through 'em. Like I have clients that come to me because they want like to build in like a website or an app or something like that. I don't have to tell them what they want. They already know what they want. They know the broad strokes of what they want. They just need a little guidance on how to get there. They don't know what's involved, because they're not like well, they're not a developer, and most of the times they have no idea of what's involved in building an app, like a web app or anything like that. So you're basically being a consultant at that point. You're kind of guiding them through the process and stuff. And to me, that's education. So like that's not really sales. It's just being like an educator, really. And I don't know how to translate that to selling art, because like I don't know. Forrest Fenn was really good at it. Forrest Fenn was an excellent art salesman, but to me, it's like you know, how do you talk somebody into like say I wanted to sell this bear? How do I convince somebody of the value of the bear? Either they see the value in the bear and they want the bear, or they don't. I don't know how to tell somebody that there's value in this bear. I don't know how that works. That is not a that is not a skill set that I have, or a skill set that I really really want. Actually, I don't want to sell art. I really don't. I want YouTube to give me money. I just want YouTube to give me money, so that I can create art for free. Wouldn't want to sell Bibles. I would want to give Bibles away. You know, that's how I feel about art. I don't want to sell art. I want to give away art, because I don't value art. They do. Like I want people to value my art. I don't want to value it myself. I don't want to like an attachment to this bearer because, well, actually that's actually a good point and a true story. I have some art that I don't want to sell. Like I like the style of art that I'm doing here, and I want to build a collection of them so that I have that collection, and I have a good collection of art in a particular style, so I can build like a portfolio and stuff. I don't want to sell this art because I don't want to let go of it. Truth of it is that I don't want to have that kind of attachment. I do have that kind of attachment, but I don't want to have that kind of attachment to my art. I want other people to have attachment to my art. So like if I'm doing a portrait of your pet that passed away, then you already have an attachment to that picture that I'm drawing. It's not my dog, so I don't have the same sort of attachment you have, if that makes sense. I don't know. I try to make sense. I'm probably not making that much sense. I'm probably just rambling. I love the detail of the bear. Very good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got to fix the nose here. I'm going to work on that next. I'm thinking this would be, no, I already mentioned that. Nice, Jeremy. Thanks, MJ. What was his children's book called? What's about his granddaughter? Ari? I think that's what it was called. Something like that. There was something like that. I don't know if that was the name of the kid or if that was the name of the book. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. They were, hey, Husker Du, how's it going? Nice looking grizzly. Thanks. Um, yeah, there was a children's book he was working on. I don't know. Like when it comes to a children's book, I would love to do a children's book again. Like I said, yeah, Artie, that's it. Yeah, something like that. Something R or something another. Um, I would love to do a children's book, but again, I don't have the idea for a plot. And also, aren't there like a ton of children's books? Like, how do you get yours to really stand out? I wouldn't know. Like, I'm having enough trouble creating art that I'm happy with. I don't know how I would create a book that I'm happy with, you know? Like there's too much pressure on artists. And actually this is a great topic. Because I feel like any artist who's been in it a while would relate to this. Um, you have so many responsibilities as an artist, unless you have like an agent or something, which I do not. You have the responsibility of creating a good picture. You have the responsibility of making it accurate to what they want and all of that stuff. And then you have the responsibility of like selling it and stuff like that. These are totally different skill sets. So like the skill set of creating a good picture does not necessarily translate to being a good salesperson or a good marketer or something like that. I started like an Etsy account. I wouldn't know one bit about how to sell on Etsy, but people do. Some people have that kind of skill set. I do not. So it's just different skills, you know. Like I'm a decent programmer, but I'm not a decent art salesperson. I'm barely a decent artist. I think I'm getting better at being an artist. Maybe I'll get better at selling. I don't know. We'll see. It's like I'm a plethora of useless information. I'm the king of useless information. I will tell you all kinds of useless things that will bore you to death. Greeting cards, no pressure. Yeah, greeting cards would be cool. I would like to do greeting. So honestly, greeting cards is great. So like, I'll tell you what's why I would like to do greeting cards. I think that there is a lost art of sending people letters. I never do it myself because I'm always too busy, but I always would love to. So like, I have a niece up in Cincinnati. I have a niece out in Sweden. I have these people all scattered across the world and stuff. I would love to send them actual snail mail. Um, and you know, like you go to the store or something like that, and you see like these printed greeting cards and stuff like that. I don't feel like that's personal enough. I would like to actually write a letter or send something that's personal to these people, basically my family and friends. I would like to like just random people like friends and like all of you guys. I would love to send you a card. I actually have I have some watercolor cards that are the size of postcards, but I'm not really sure how to protect them to send them by mail. But I was thinking about creating some watercolor pictures so that I could send them out to you guys, just like randomly. Um, but I don't know exactly how to do that. But yes, so that's a reason why I would create greeting cards. I would create them not so much to like sell them or something or mass produce them or whatever. It would be mostly so that I can actually write people letters because I feel like that's something that people used to do a lot. Maybe like as late as the '80s or maybe like the '90s as well. Like I felt like you had pen pals in the '90s. Not so much anymore. Is my point. You have pen pals, but they're all email now. You know, you have people that you stay in contact with that are basically the equivalent pen pals. I used to love having pen pals. Like even when I was 16 years old and stuff, I had a bunch of pen pals, and I miss it. I really do. I think that there's a lost art to letter writing and greeting cards and just there's like such a personal thing there to get something in the mail that's physical. You know, it goes back to that authenticity thing that I was talking about. It's all about authenticity. Um, there's something special about having something physical, you know, that you can hold in your hand, something physical that you can touch, something physical that you know somebody mailed to you because you're important to them. You know, you send off an email, it doesn't feel personal. There is something special about a physical piece of mail. Yeah, I am going to create some greeting cards. Thank you, Coop Art, for that idea. That is inspired stuff. I'm going to create some greeting cards. I really am. Just because I want everybody to share that kind of personal experience. I really do. Um, Tom says, letters are wonderful to write and receive. Thank you. Yes, I agree. And it's a lost art, and I think more people should do it. They really should. Jeremy, you know the story of the last grizzly in Colorado? I do not. I would love to hear that story. Because I can't say Dad used to have us write thank you letters when people give us his gifts. You know, as far as like longevity, like what are people going to do in the future without mail? You know, like a lot of our history and stuff comes from reading mail. You know, I'm not saying it's that bad yet, but like in a couple of decades and stuff, like what are archaeologists going to look at? I don't know. I think that it's important for people to send physical mail. Um, and gosh darn it, I'm going to do something about it. I'm gonna create some greeting cards. I don't know what that's going to look like, but we'll focus on that some more in the future for sure. So I'm trying to build some shadow down here underneath his neck so that I can create like a layer above it to kind of like separate him out from the stuff. One of the things that I like about working with pastels and watercolor is that they blend so well together. Like you saw down here, um, the watercolor, which I'm kind of leaving intact, but I can put in this soft pastel and just kind of blend it in. And they look like they just work together. They really do. So I always like that aspect of this style of drawing. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. So let's get some a little bit darker areas in here. Kind of smooth those out. This is also that I can create like lighter areas above them. Coffee carts by Jeremy. Yeah, so like, I mean, I wish I had the paper nearby, but they are the size of postcards. The only thing is, like, and it is watercolor paper. The only thing is, it's like, you mail these things out. I don't know how to protect the watercolor. Um, the One of my challenges with pastels is I'm not really sure how to send pastels by mail. Like, I think I would need like a piece of like, I don't know, like glycine paper. I don't know the name of it, but something to protect it. I don't know. I would still put it in an envelope is what I'm getting at. All right, so now that I've got that dark layer, I'm going to try to get some lighter stuff over it. Let's go with like some orange. So it's like you have this field of dark, and you're going to like bring some items out of it and stuff, and that's kind of how like you create this realistic layers of fur. So over this dark area, I can put in these highlights, and they automatically start looking like fur over some shadows and stuff. And then I kind of want to build that up into like, just adding some detail over it and stuff. You're able to create like these light fur layers over the stuff. And if you create enough of these layers and stuff, it does start to look really realistic. But it's as much as you've got time for. So like we're at like an hour and 17 minutes and stuff, so there's only like so much time I've got. But I still have to fix up his face a little bit here. Don't want to leave his face hanging. But yeah, you can and then like build in a bunch of different colors and stuff. Like I want to introduce some light blues in here along with that orange, and all of this creates like some visual interest, kind of like smooth some of it out so that it kind of goes between like detailed and not detailed and stuff. All of this creates like really good visual interest in my opinion. So fur kind of going out. Bears are furry. That's why I named my dog Bear. Big old puff of fur. But I do like pastels. Every time I go to one of those gallery hops like I went last week, I always look for the pastel artists. Just because like I really enjoy pastel. Pastel's a dying art too. Like I don't see any of the kids using pastels nowadays. Most of the artists I see on YouTube, they're all using like, I don't know, like colored pencils and markers and stuff like that. All that's cool, but I love a good pastel. It's a very classic kind of artist medium. You have paint, and then you have dry mediums like pastels and stuff. And whenever I work with pastels, I really feel like a connection to the old masters. Because like everybody used pastels back in the day, like Leonardo da Vinci, all of the people I like, they all used pastels and charcoal and stuff like that. If nothing else, to do studies before they went off and did like like an oil painting. Like all of them were like master painters and stuff like that, but they did sketches and drawings in dry mediums first. So like a lot of times that was charcoal, but like if they ever did color and stuff like that, they did some version of pastels. A lot of times it was like kind of like a what do they call them, Conti crayons or something like that. So it was like a brown or something like that. But sorry, every now and then I look at these bears and I'm like I just want to roar. This guy kind of looks cute though. Like if I saw this guy out in the woods, I would not be terrified. I'd be like, oh, he's adorable. Let me pet him. And then I would get mauled. Do not pet bears. If you're ever out in the woods, leave them be. You don't need to be petting them. Are your kids young or in their teens? April Fool's MJ. I don't know what you're talking about. Jeremy, do you keep breaking up the sound? I don't know. Maybe. Sometimes my internet isn't all that great. I live in Kentucky. So if I do break up, sorry about that. Hopefully I come back. If I'm not here, sorry. Hopefully you guys can hear me and see me now. I don't know. There have been times when I've done entire broadcasts and stuff and nobody was watching because I forgot to turn it on. Sorry. I kind of suck. But hopefully you guys can hear me fine. Let me get some detail in this mouth area. Get a little bit of a plain tooth there. How are we doing on time? We're doing okay on time. You guys talking about being old and being young and stuff. None of that matters. You guys realize that, right? I mean, you just live your life. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter your age. I heard that people who are older are much happier than young people anyway. Yikes, the sound is annoying. Can you guys not hear me? MJ seems to be having some sound issues. Is everybody having sound issues? It's unintentional. So, yeah, let me know if the sound is really bad. Because I can wrap this up. Oh, you hear me loud and clear? It might be on your end, MJ. It's not like I have the best voice anyway, but you might be hearing something unintentional. Sorry. Just put me on mute. I'm not saying anything important anyway. Literally nothing I say matters. Yeah, get some highlights in here. Yeah, sometimes I'm listening to somebody and the audio just goes crazy and stuff like that. Sometimes it's on my computer or something. If it was actually on my end, I would go ahead and kill the stream, but it sounds like it might be on your end. I do apologize about that. I told him Jay was there hearing. Oh, you're watching on your phone. Yeah, it probably is your phone. I don't know what the best way to watch my videos are, but I would assume it'd be like desktop. Although I do like that you're watching on your phone because it's such a small screen, you don't see all my mistakes. So that's good. I don't want you to see how bad this picture actually is. So yes, please continue watching it on your phone where the screen's so small it doesn't matter. I bet you this looks really good at small size. It's only when you blow it up big that it looks terrible. Actually, I don't think that's true. I would like to do bigger art so that I can get more detail in. I felt like if I did something life size, if I did a life size bear on the side of a building or something like that, or I do want to kind of get out and do some street art. If I did a bear life size, I feel like I can get away with a lot more detail. Just because you would I could do the detail a lot bigger, and it would look better. I don't know what I'm saying. You guys get what I'm saying. Blindfolded and Flex is the best way to watch. Yes, if you want to watch my videos in the best way possible, make sure you turn off the sound And also don't watch it. Blindfolded and with earplugs is the best way to watch my videos. But I appreciate you doing that because I still want the watch hours. So I do appreciate it if you would watch my videos without actually watching my videos. Apparently I'm really big with animals, so like not just drawing animals, but animals like to watch my videos. Like I've gotten at least 2 photos from viewers where they're like, "Hey, check out my dog. My dog is watching your video," or their cat or something like that. So I'm really big with the animals in the animal market. So like if you want to like just leave my videos running for your pets when you're away to like just kind of give them something to listen to, apparently they appreciate that sort of stuff. I've had multiple animals um, enjoying my videos. So I'm really big in the cat and dog market, cat and dog viewer market. That reminds me of the scene in was it Scrooge with Bill Murray every Christmas. Um, they were trying to create TV programming for pets, and I'm like, yeah, they got that now. You know, people do that. Like there are, I sometimes turn these videos on just to have background noise, but they have whole channels and stuff of like TV for cats and dogs. It's usually like, you know, like a webcam or something that's on like a bird feeder or like a squirrel feeder or something like that, and animals just come and go and stuff. It's something for your pet to watch. I do think that we're getting pretty close to being done. There might be some more details that I put in here after the fact and stuff, but I'm pretty happy with this. Um, it looks pretty consistent with other pictures I've done in this style. So that's cool. I think at this point I'm just going to put in some like finishing touches. So like if you were doing this yourself, your job's not done actually. What you would do is you would kind of look at this stuff and you would be like, oh, you know, like I would like to develop this area a little bit more or that area a little bit more. And you can just continue on with this picture forever. As long as you've got tooth in your paper, you can create more layers upon layers upon layers. And if you feel like you need more layers, you can always use like a workable fixative. Um, and what that does is it actually gives you like more tooth to your paper so you can continue building layers up. Um, but the more layers you add, the more realistic and the more you know, the more visual interest that you're going to get in your picture and stuff. So like sometimes I spend hours staring at pictures, especially like when I go to like museums or art galleries and stuff like that. I'll get I'll get like not obsessed, but like I will get drawn into a picture and just stare at it and stuff for like a long time. And what I'm looking at is all the individual little brush strokes or individual like little pencil marks and stuff like that that somebody put in. And it just fascinates me. So like if I was looking at my own picture, I would be stuck on like this little mark I just made here, right? And you know, if I sat here and just continued working on this for like hours and hours and stuff, I would completely be building up those kind of marks and stuff, all that little visual interest and stuff. So I do encourage you guys to do that. In these shows, you know, I try to keep it like around an hour and a half to 2 hours and stuff, and we're kind of coming up on that mark. But that doesn't mean you have to, you don't, like at home, you don't have to kind of like fall into this sort of limitations that I create for myself by doing a YouTube show. Feel free to continue building things up and you know you'll get some like really cool stuff out of it. So at this point I just kind of like want to throw in a few little features here and there and stuff to kind of like in that same vein just kind of put in a few marks and stuff, just stuff to kind of grab people's eyes and kind of hold on to them. I like to introduce colors that match into things but aren't ones that I necessarily have used so far. So like for example, I've got some blues and some greens and some oranges in here. There's no real reason why I can't introduce some purples, which you know, just add a little bit more color and stuff. Um, you know, every time you introduce something though, you want to justify it by using it in several places. So like I'll add a little bit of purple up here for no reason whatsoever. Again, purple is not part of my color scheme that I had in mind, but it works with these colors, so I'm just going to put some in. A little bit of a purple there. Um, Let's see. On this side, it's very warm. Let's introduce a few little highlight oranges over here as well to kind of balance it out. Again, just these little marks and stuff, just randomly and stuff, it just kind of makes your picture cohesive. So like, I introduced this kind of like warmish, orangish yellows earlier. So now I use it in a couple more spots and stuff, and now it makes more sense in the picture. Spring is upon us. No bear aware. Yeah. Rumdog says looks great. Thank you so much. Looks like a real grizzly coming out of hibernation. Thanks, Husker. Um, Kid says, better than dog TV, but you need some squirrels running around. Yeah, so like they have channels where it's just a bunch of squirrels running around and like birds and stuff eating out of a bird feeder. It's great. I sometimes, like I said, sometimes I watch that stuff just to have background stuff while I'm working on my computer. It's it's great. My dogs don't really watch it as much as I watch it. It's funny. But yeah, it's supposed to be designed to like, like you leave your dog at home or something, you go to the store or like you go to work or something, your dogs go crazy. This is supposed to entertain them while you're gone. Um, let's see. When I get, I'm gonna introduce a puppy to your channel. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I would love to draw your puppy, Kinsley. So like, if you post a picture or something on your thing or whatever, and just let me know where it's at or whatever, I will draw your puppy. That would be awesome. I support that kind of stuff. Nomadic says, looking good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Apparently it's Beaver season 2. Who knew? Uh, I had the amazing fortune of seeing a beaver, like gigantic beaver, on the banks of the Rio Grande River. It was one of the highlights of my life. I had never seen a beaver in the wild, and it was just so cool to see. So that's my beaver story. I saw one on the Rio Grande. I often tell people like, look, if you have never camped by the Rio Grande, you are missing out on a really cool experience. That's one of the highlights of my trips. Fix this nose up. Yeah, I think I'm almost done here. I'm just doing like a couple little tweaks and stuff, but we're probably going to call this done here in a moment. I might work on this nose a little bit more. I'm not 100% happy with it, but kind of looks right. But also, noses are tough. Animal noses and stuff. I've gotten pretty good at drawing dog noses, I think, but bear noses are different. Yeah, I think this will be fine. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call this done for now. Like I said, I might do some tweaks and stuff offline, but if so, they would just be like little highlights here and there. Um, Otherwise, I think this is pretty done. So yeah, sorry about last week and not getting my 2 drawing sessions in like I wanted to. I am going to try to make up for it this week. So like, do expect me to come back later on this week. If I don't for whatever reason, I will be so upset. So I'll just try to make it happen. Like I get kind of busy with work sometimes and stuff, but I can usually find some time to draw. I think it's important for people to find time to draw. It's actually a really good way to like spend your time and you know release some stress and just kind of wind down from the day. I like doing them at night. But anyway, so we got a bear in color in the new style that I've been working on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna put in a little bit of pastel down here. One of the things I didn't like is how that dripped. I'm gonna try to cover that up a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna redirect that a little bit. But that's what's cool about this style. You can kind of do things like that. Anyway, I'm going to call this done, at least for now. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this Tuesday night. I will be back on Thursday at my normal time. And I don't know what we're going to work on, but it will be awesome. So anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. You guys stay cool. I will see you guys next time. Let me go back to this. There you go. You know, they used to hop up and stuff when I was done, but they are just sleeping. Look at them. She's terrible. All she does is sleep and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Have a good one. See ya. Bye.